Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Swat Connection with some good news and bad news from this past weekend's D23 conference, or expo, whatever it is. First off, we got a release date for Black Panther 2, May 6, 2022. Okay, alright. That's the extent of what we know, though. We got our first trailer for The Mandalorian, which looks really cool. The Obi-Wan series, the announcement of an Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus, starring Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. So that's actually really cool right there. Also, 3 more MCU Disney Plus shows: Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel. So, now, who are these characters? So, Moon Knight. This guy right here. He's a former Marine turned mercenary who would eventually become a superhero named Mark Spector. Mark Spector was a Marine turned mercenary who became Moon Knight. As a mercenary, he was left for dead by his partner Raoul Bushman at the foot of a statue of the ancient Egyptian god of the moon, Khonshu. Khonshu revived Mark and empowered him, and made Mark his avatar, so to speak. Moon Knight has dissociative personality disorder. It's a little bit different than the conventional version than how the disorder actually is, but basically he has 3 separate personalities as well as Mark Spector / Moon Knight. There's Stephen Grant, a entrepreneur, businessman. Initially he was a millionaire, Stephen Grant, but it may now be billionaire. But this is basically to keep himself financed. There's cab driver Jake Lockley, who is to keep. It basically enables Mark to be close to, the criminal underground and whatnot. And there's Mr. Knight, Mr. Knight / Khonshu. Mr. Knight is Mr. Knight was a persona that Mark took on during the Marvel Now era, and he was a consultant for the NYPD. Walked around wearing an all-white suit with just a white hood, a white mask over his face, similar one of those a full head mask, basically, which had eye holes and then a crescent moon. Well, a crescent moon out on the forehead. He's a rather brutal combatant, which does raise a concern due to the claim that Disney Plus won't carry R-rated content. I honestly would have been surprised if any live-action version of Moon Knight actually depicted the confrontation with Bushman, wherein Moon Knight literally carved Bushman's face off. But still, there is a degree of brutality that Moon Knight does engage in. I can't see it translating well to Disney Plus's family-friendly structure. But we'll see. Next up, we've got She-Hulk. So She-Hulk is Bruce Banner's cousin, Jennifer Walters, who's an accomplished attorney. She got her powers via a blood transfusion from her cousin, which I wouldn't be surprised if that gets somehow tweaked because of changes in, medical procedures and medical science and procedures. I would think that Oh, hey, your blood is irradiated. We cannot use this. Would be the case. So, but okay, we'll just see what happens. Another fun fact with She-Hulk: she at least had a tendency to break the fourth wall. I mean, we're talking Deadpool before Deadpool. Like, I wouldn't say a decade beforehand, but a good long while beforehand. Finally, Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is teenager Kamala Khan, who's a fan of Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel. And she's also an Inhuman with shapeshifting and healing powers. Generally, I will admit I'm not. I haven't followed Kamala Khan as much as other readers have. Of course, the only book with her that I pick up is Champions, and everything I've seen, most what she does with her powers is stretching. She can also grow to much larger size. I've also seen her grow to larger sizes. But yeah, that mostly though it's just more elasticity than shape shifting. So now the bad news. From the looks of things, and this is actually why I've been holding off on this video. From the looks of it, Spider-Man in the MCU is no more. Last week, Marvel and Sony were renegotiating the deal they made initially. In the end, apparently, Marvel brought forth a 50-50 split plan. So, which would be. But first, before we go into what happened, let's look at the history of it. So in 1996, Marvel was on the verge of bankruptcy and sold off the movie rights to various properties to, stay afloat. Sony bought the rights to Spider-Man, and I think also a couple other smaller ones, which they've since allowed to revert back to Marvel. And that worked out pretty well when we got Raimi's Spider-Man movies, which I'm fairly sure that Marvel got a cut of, as well as the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which again I'm pretty sure Marvel got a cut of those too. Then, however, the Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2 were not that well received, and Marvel stepped in and said, "Hey, tell you what we'll do. We will take a creative lead on the Spider-Man movies. He's going to be in, and which will allow him to play with our characters." And now the amount that Marvel gets, I've heard various versions, but basically it always comes out at 5%, with either 5% of the what the movie makes or the first weekend. So yes, they're still making quite a bit, but they're not putting up anything. They get all the merchandising, so okay, all right. Well, Marvel came in and said, "Hey, how about we do a 50-50 split? We put up half, you put up half. We get half, you get half." Sony said no. And it was looking like that was, no, that's that. Then Friday, there was another offer made. It was 70-30, suggesting a 70-30 split. Again, Sony puts up 70, Marvel puts up 30, Sony gets 70, Marvel gets 30. But apparently, Sony turned that one down too. there was also an article I read saying basically Marvel said, you know, hey, or Sony basically said, hey, we'll sell you Spider-Man rights there for for $10 billion with a B $billion. Marvel said no, but there has been the thing about this though is there's been a lot of conflicting reports. First, the only thing I could see definitive, everyone seemed to have a consensus on was the 70-30 split. There were other amendments with that, some of which I could really care less about, and to the point of actively not wanting, like bringing Venom into the MCU. Okay, I want Venom in the MCU, but I don't want the Venom we had. I don't want the Venom that we saw in last year's Venom in the MCU. Marvel, applying the same, also put, co-financing. Marvel Studios co-financing live-action Spider-Verse spin-offs. I honestly rather see animated spin-offs. And the co-financing part, I could take or leave on that one. Also, co-financing of other Spider-Man related projects. But that deal, like I said, was turned down, and you've since bid adieu to, and Tom Holland has bid adieu to the MCU. Which sucks, because I'm sorry, I think Spider-Man is better with the entirety of the Marvel Universe at his back. I mean, there's that whole fact that pretty much everyone knows Spider-Man. Now, nope. I get why Marvel sold the rights back in the day, but yeah. I'm hoping that we will see quality Spider-Man movies in the future. But I'm afraid what we're going to get is, quality-wise, Amazing Spider-Man 3. Yeah. There has been some blowback. Last Tuesday night, for example, there was pretty much in the middle of the night, Sony saying, "Whoa, hey, nothing's set in stone yet." Basically, damage control in the middle of the night. It's like, okay, there's a problem. There have been some hashtag, boycott Sony, boycott Disney hashtags, and even a change.org position. But yeah, I'm not optimistic for the future of Spider-Man in movies. And I don't like siding with one mega corporation over another, but I kind of feel like if Sony had just said, hey, yeah, okay, we'll take the 70-30 deal. Maybe, okay, but no. They wanted to keep things the way they were. Or just keep Spider-Man to themselves. Doesn't help that Venom made them almost 900. Made them over. I want to say almost 900 billion, almost 900 million, if not. It wasn't that? It was at least over 800 million. So, what's likely to come is either A, they will find a way to continue utilizing Tom Holland as Spider-Man, which wouldn't surprise me because there are enough people that recognize Tom Holland as Spider-Man that you pretty much pull people in with that. Like, hey, look, Tom Holland, he's Spider-Man. But then there's also the fact that this is not information that was kept quiet. This is information that got all over the damn place. Everyone knows that even if it's Tom Holland, it's not Marvel Spider-Man. It's just another young Spider-Man. So I think there's a 50-50 chance that Spider-Man's going to get a full-on reboot in the next 5 years. So, also, it does look like Sony's Spider-Man without Spider-Man comic universe is now just the Spider-Verse. But hey, I guess when all's said and done, there's not much else we can really do. I'm a little bummed about it, but it's kind of a c'est la vie. Alright, so I've got another point of rambling. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow with the weekly comic book roundup. I'll be taking a brief vacation after the roundup for my birthday, which is Thursday. If you feel the need to do something nice for my birthday, well, there's a Patreon link and a PayPal link in the description box, so by all means, I'm not going to turn it down. And yeah. In addition to those two links, there are also links to my Facebook and my Twitter pages. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.